Hello and welcome back. In this very special video, there was a discussion lately on the Snapchat group between me and Mr. AWD and Mr. Edwin, Big Edwin, talking about what should we or what should I make next on the channel. What do you want to see tonight? That was the question on the Snapchat group for this channel. What's on the agenda tonight? And Mr. Edwin requested the latest Audi engine, which is the 2.9 liter V6 engine, twin turbo V6 engine. I tried to make it, and it was it was impossible to make an automation game because automation game doesn't support mounting the turbos in the V engine into the V block of the engine. Automation only supports mounting the turbos outside the block of the engine on headers, as we all know, because that's the typical way. But Audi thought of another way, which is mounting the turbos inside, or not inside, inside the V of the block on the top. Yeah, and that made the turbos to spool much quicker and to produce very low end and very low end torque, and that was impossible to make in automation games. So I dropped the idea. Hopefully maybe someday the developers will give us that option, or some kind of turbo option that will make the turbo to spool much quicker and to solve the problem. So I asked them again, what should we do now? I want to build a crazy car, and Mr. AWD mentioned to make a sleeper, and I really wanted to make a sleeper, but I was wondering how it will work, because a sleeper car, it's not a production car, and cars in the automation game, these are production cars. You are just managing your production line, designing the car, designing what kind of material, how much time it will take to be engineered and produced. And yes, that's how automation game work. And making a sleeper car, a single car, it's actually impossible. Yeah, it's actually impossible in automation standards, but come on, we don't follow any standards here. So in this video, yes, I'm gonna be using the same method of making a production line for a car, although this is not a mass-produced car. No, this is only a one-time shot, and I hope that you like it, guys. So before we start with the specs for this amazing car or amazing vehicle, I would love to remind you guys that please, if you enjoy the video, please remember to hit that like button. If you are new to the channel, get subscribed, share the video if you want to share it, and of course hit that notification bell button so you can get a notification each time I release a new video. And if you want to request a video, I will tell you about it at the end of the video. Alright, so let's begin. As you can see, check out this vehicle, this van. What do you think about it? Can you suspect that this van is packing power, torque, acceleration, amazing brakes? Can you suspect that? No, it looks very boring, very typical 1985, 1990 van. And of course, we have roof. What do you call these? Roof rails or whatever. You have a sunroof. You have this streamlined, boxy style here, and of course, check out the 1980s, early 90s rims, alloy rims, of course. And well, it's really boxy. It's really normal. No one will suspect anything about it. And that's my idea here. I will tell you about the correct idea of this van, but before we start with it, I'm gonna start with the chassis and the body. So we have a regular corrosion resisting steel panels or body. We have monocoque chassis type. It's very typical corrosion resisting steel chassis material, also very simple, very normal, very typical for these vans. Front longitudinal engine placement. Well, usually these vans they come with front transverse engine placement with a boring V6 or some kind of rubbish engine in front. Yeah, some of them come in a front longitudinal engine placement, so I kept with front longitudinal engine placement because the space for the engine compartment, it's very big. You can fit a massive engine in it, and that's what I did here. So we have McPherson struts because yes, a lot of vans like 95% of these vans come usually in McPherson strut because it's cheap, it's more compact, and it's just regular and cheap to maintain and very easy to fix, unlike double wishbone because it requires more time to be engineered. It will be it will require a lot of time, a lot of effort to be engineered, a lot to be maintained. So yes, a lot of manufacturers just go and make Pierce and strut for regular vans, but you can find some other vans with double wishbone. I'm not saying that it's impossible to find. No, there are a lot of vans also with double wishbone in the front. I went with also double wishbone in the rear because I want to keep this van comfortable, smooth, easy to drive, good to handle. Because semi-trailing arm, well, I tried to make it. As you can see, engineering time is a lot less using this semi-trailing arm, but it was rubbish in the load capacity test, and of course it was rubbish in everywhere, in comfort, sportiness, handling, load capacity. Well, it was rubbish in everywhere, so I went back, chose double wishbone, and just went for it. Plus two quality on the chassis, regular good quality chassis, and this is the beast that is hiding in that van. It's a 6.5 liter V12 engine, not a regular V12, a twin turbo V12 engine. Before I start with the specs of this V12, I would love to explain why I've chosen a V12. First, a sleeper car should have more than plus 500 horsepower, more than 500 horsepower. Second of all, going with the V8, it's very typical. A lot of sleeper cars, they just LS swap. You can see a Civic, a Prius, anything LS swapped, and it's typical. Everyone is doing it, and I don't want that. I genuinely don't want that. Oh, I just noticed that. Stop. I just noticed that. Check out over there. Look at the mouse cursor. Over there. That's the van. Oh, I never noticed that before. You can see the van over there. So we are designing the engine here in the engine room, the engine dyno cell, and the van or the vehicle that I'm designing, it's over there. I've never ever actually noticed that. Have you noticed that before? Tell me in the comment section when you're designing a car, an automation game, if you have noticed that the car or the vehicle that you are working on is over there. That was awesome. I'm wondering if I switch the other way around, if I'm gonna see the engine or not. Alright, let's continue so we can check it out later. So let me explain. V8 is very typical. I want something unique, so I went with a V12. At first, I was really into the idea of putting a Lamborghini 6.5 liter V12 engine from an Aventador, which is producing 691 horsepower, nearly 700 horsepower. It's powerful. It's very good. It's very good actually. It's high revving. It's perfect. And it's Italian. That's very good, but I want more. I genuinely want more power. I mean, why having only 700 horsepower? You can see Volvos, the Volvo wagons or Volvo station wagons with 1,000 horsepower, even more than that, and I want to go in that territory. So I chose this V12 with twin turbos to go with that purpose. For the fourth reason is I want to keep this van stock. I don't want to strip it out of all of its interior and all of its comfort equipment. I want to keep it comfortable. I want to keep all of the seats, because in my mind, a true sleeper should be a regular car with all of its seats, all of its components, with the radio, the speakers, the carpet, the headlining. Everything is still there. Absolutely everything. Nothing has been changed to the interior of the car, and also the exterior. Only a powerful engine, a good gearbox, beefy differentials, and of course a little bit better suspension. Not very racing or not very sporty suspension. No, you want to keep it comfortable, but you need good brakes. You need absolutely a massive brake so you can stop this hunk of steel. So that's the perfect sleeper in my mind, to keep it very stock, except the brakes, the gearbox, the differential, and the engine, of course. So let's move on. We have a V60 degrees 12-cylinder engine, aluminium block, 91mm on the bore, 83.3mm on the stroke, which equals 6.5 liter or 6,501 cc engine, or cubic centimeters. We have dual overhead camshaft, 4 valves per cylinder. I mean, I could have went with 5 valves, but I want to keep it economical, as you will see later, because also I want the sleeper to be daily used. Yes, I'm not kidding. A lot of sleepers, yes, we can see them on YouTube smashing Lamborghinis, smashing GTRs, and so on. It's very awesome. It's very it's very amazing actually. But when they finish racing, they just get them back to the garage and they just keep them in. That's it. They will only drive them to car meetings or to the drag racing circuit or track or whatever, drag racing strip as they call it. So you get the point. But I want this van to be well used. I mean, I want to take the kids to school with it. I want to go shopping with it. I want to use it as a daily driver, and I want to make this V12 reliable, economical, and extremely powerful. That's the point here. Alright, so let's move on. Dual overhead camshaft, 4 valves per cylinder, aluminium cylinder head, no VVL because, well, because actually going with a VVL, it's not a bad idea. Alright, let's go with the VVL. I want VVL. I'm not sure why I ditched it. Alright, so let's go with the VVL. As you can see, the engine is now knocking, but let me continue. Forged steel crankshaft, for lightweight forged connecting rods, and lightweight forged pistons. Perfect. Now, since this is going for 60, I'm gonna hit 100 here and hit the 60 here, switch it all the way around. Moving on, so we have, let me continue, we have 11.0 to 1 is the compression ratio. We have variable valve timing all cams, 60 on the cam, 100 on the VVL profile, zero quality here. We have twin turbos, ball bearing internals, 1463 horsepower, supporting intercooler, very much custom twin turbos, 60 millimeters on the compressors, 50 millimeters on the turbines, and maxed out air ratio and 8.82 psi of boost with +1 quality. Now let's fix the knocking issue. So we have, as you can see, using 95 isn't actually gonna cut it with VVL, so let's switch to 98 octane fuel. Alright, so 98 is actually available like in most countries. It's not really rare, so I'm gonna just go with it. We have direct fuel injection, throttle per cylinder or individual throttle bodies, or as car enthusiasts will call it, the ITBs. So we have a slight bit of problem, because the utility sport luxury, I wasn't actually using this market. It used to be a utility sport and that's it, and this used to be 87 or 86, sorry, but now it's 80 and the market has changed because of the VVL. Well, I don't care, I'm not gonna sell this van. As I mentioned, this is a one-time shot. And a one-time, I mean, because of course you will not go to a dealer and order a 950 horsepower van. It's impossible. So super 98 octane fuel, 13.2 is the air fuel ratio, and of course ignition timing is, well, let's increase it a little bit. 77, perfect. 8600 RPM, also perfect. Zero quality on the fuel system, short cast headers, dual exhaust pipes, 3.8 inch exhaust diameter, yes, or 100, what is it, or 95.2 millimeters. We have high flow 3-way catalytic converters, twin reverse flow mufflers, and twin straight through mufflers. So we have quad mufflers with bypass valves. So at certain RPM, these valves will open and it will act like a straight pipe exhaust system with +5 quality. And this is the final result: 952.5 horsepower at 8,300 RPM, 667.1 pound-feet of torque at 5,000 RPM. As you can see, the engine is very reliable. Service cost is low, which is good. Fuel economy, it's 22.3%, which is very good. We are using nearly all of the octane. The emissions are low. The engine sound doesn't really sound that much loud, but it's sporty, it's very responsive, and it's very smooth actually. The engine is a little bit heavy, although it's made from aluminium, but still a little bit heavy because it's a massive engine with twin turbos. Well, yeah. Engine time production units, well, this is a one-time shot, a ready V12, so no one cares. This is not a mass-produced car. But before we continue, let me fire it up. As you can see. Absolutely amazing, right? 12 cylinders dancing really hard at 8500 rpm, which is really awesome to see. And when the turbos spool and the headers glow like light bulbs, looks absolutely brutal and amazing. So let's move on. This is the body that I've chosen. It's 1988 van, which is very typical for a sleeper, very perfect for it. +1 quality on the body and the fixture quality, and I kept this regular red, dark red color on it, because a lot of vans came in this color. I think some of them came in silver, white, brown. So yes, some of them came in dark blue, but I kept this one because I thought it looked good on it. Alright, so as you can see, let's move on. I have chosen these fixtures. Let me start with it. These boxy headlights, very typical for these looking cars or vehicles. Also, as you can see, regular square front grille, front logo, license plate holder, fog lights, a little grill down there. You have side indicators, these side mirrors. You have the door handle with a lock. As you can see, the lock is separated, which is a mod actually. I downloaded it. You can find it on Steam Workshop. It's this one. Another handle for the sliding door, and you have a rear side indicator, and of course these regular boxy taillights, license plate holder, the rear logo, and of course the keyhole if you want to open the this is what, a tailgate, or not a tailgate? Is it a tailgate or a trunk or whatever? So tell me in the comment section, what do they call? I totally forgot the name of it. The tailgate, trunk lid, whatever. So you can open it because it's typical on 90s car, late 80s, early 90s, to have a keyhole for the trunk, and also as you can see, the handle for the trunk. And the badging, as you can see, I call the van the V65. The 65, it's presenting or it's for the size of the engine, the 6.5 or 65. V, well, it's just a name for a van or a V engine, it's okay. The SSMV stands for Super Soccer Mom Van. Yes, I'm not kidding. I'm gonna call it that. The SSMV, and it sounds very cool actually. What are you driving? I'm driving the V65 SSMV, or I'm driving the SSMV. Of course, you have to be a woman to drive it without being embarrassed, because, well, hello, it's a Soccerman van, and driving a Soccerman van as a guy, well, yeah, it's embarrassing. I mean, everyone will look at you and say, oh, he's driving the kids to school. Poor guy. His wife must be hard on him. Wow. But yeah, when you have this much power in the front, I'm not gonna be embarrassed, because anyone who would just look at me and say, come on girl, come on, just let your wife do it, I'm gonna say, you want to race, you want to see what this embarrassing van can do to your car, just pull up next to me, let me show you what can I do, especially on stop signs or stop lights. It will be absolutely magnificent to stand next to a GTR, or I don't know actually, what's the time for the GTR, the 0 to 100 time? I think it's less than 3 seconds maybe. Yes, you have to pick your opponents also, because this is a not stripped out van, it's still extremely heavy, so you need to pick your enemies. I mean, you cannot just take on everyone, like you cannot just stand next to a Bugatti Veyron or a Chiron and challenge him. No, your ass will be whipped. But you get the point. You need to pick your enemies, and of course, when you are driving the kids to school, well, all of your enemies are driving regular, crappy, cheapy, or even slow SUVs or hatchback or station wagons. Even if they are driving an AMG station wagon, you can beat the hell out of their cars, which is really awesome. And you can go to the drag strip and also whip some asses over there. It will be absolutely amazing to watch. I mean, people will laugh at you so hard when you are pulling to the drag strip, but this, they will look at it and say, are you crazy? Why are you here? And you will just nod your head and tell them, just wait till what you will see later. You will pull up next to a Falcon or a Mustang or a modified Camaro, Corvette, whatever, and when you put your foot down you will just fly off the line. So let's continue. I'm going to show you what I did with it. So as you can see, let me continue. We have these also, the roof rails. They are also a mod that I downloaded. You can find it here. As you can see, the roof rails with other mods that I downloaded, like the cop lights. As you can see, the roof, the what they call the sunroof, you can find it here in the grill. Here we go. This one also a mod, looks absolutely amazing and very cool. Alright, so let's move on. I've chosen long ditch all-wheel drive. Yes, there we go. Long ditch all-wheel drive, as you can see, advanced automatic. I've chosen automatic gearbox because I want to keep it comfortable. I don't want the person that wants to drive it to be a racing driver, because not all people can control nearly 1,000 horsepower engine with a manual gearbox. It will be really hard. The clutch will be really hard to operate, because it will be really stiff clutch, so it can hook up with all of the torque and the power. So yeah, a specially designed advanced automatic gearbox that can handle all the way to 1,000 horsepower with 6 ratios or 6 gears, it will be perfect, and put on a great show actually. Just put it into drive, put your foot hard down, and just let the computers to take you away. And that's what I want with a sleeper. A comfortable, I'm not gonna say fuel economical. No, this is not a Prius, of course, but it's still good. It's a good mileage for its own territory. So we have the final drive is 4.42 to 1. Which is very perfect for a 6-speed, 6 ratios, and 4:3 on the spacing. Gives the least amount of 0 to 100, least amount of time for 0 to 100, and of course the least amount of wheel spin, with a good top speed, and the customers are actually liking it. Although I'm not selling this car or this vehicle, but they're still liking it, and that's what I want. Utility sport, but not luxury. This premium, but it's okay. This or this, I don't care. Let's see what else we have. Electronics, limited slip differential. Of course, you need that, so you can hook it up to the ground with regular geared limited slip differential with a nearly 1,000 horsepower. No, it will not work. So electronic limited slip differentials, they are a little bit expensive, but they are worth every penny. We have the power distribution is 43% to the front, 57% to the rear, and that's the perfect power distribution for this gearing and this spacing and this amount of ratios for the automatic gearbox. It's perfectly set up, and I went with all of these options and these slides really hard. I mean, I went back and forth trying and seeing what will give the quickest lap time with the least amount of wheel spin and the least time for 0 to 100. So yeah, don't chew my head off and tell me in the comment section that you need more spacing, or you need less spacing, or the final drive is not enough, or you need less or more. Dude, I went with all of these sliders more than 100 times. So yeah, I know what I'm doing. I'm not playing around here. Moving on, is zero quality on the gearbox and differentials. You have radial medium compound tires. This is also another reason. Choosing sport compound, yes, it will give you more grip around corners, but it will actually not affect the 0 to 100 time. I've tried them both and they will not affect it. It will keep on 3.2 seconds. So why going with the more expensive tires? Just go with medium ones. Medium ones, normal people can afford them. They are not that much expensive, and they can grip really good and better than regular hard long life tires. So I went with it for the same purpose, so that anyone can buy them, and they are good. They are not bad. 255 is the tire width, front and rear. I tried all of the like nearly all of the sizes with the gearbox settings, the spacing, and the final drive for the differential. Of course, because all of these are connected, the tires are connected with the final drive and the spacing, because when you cannot just settle over there and get back here and then choose your tire, you need to connect them together. You need to find the silver lining between the width of the tires and the size of the rim, the size of the tire diameter, and of course the spacing and the final drive. You need to find the silver lining that connects all of these together on a perfect symphony, and I hope that I did find it, because that's the quickest this van will ever go from 0 to 100 time. And as you can see, alloy rims. Alloy rims are not really complicated to make, and yes, a lot of vans came with alloys, so it's okay. Moving on, we have carbon ceramic front brakes with 6 pistons, 300mm, and carbon ceramic also on the rear, 4 pistons, 265mm, with 87 on the pad type. 74% of brakes goes to the front, 26% goes to the rear with zero quality. And yes, that's the reason why I have chosen these specific rims, because I want to hide the brakes. I want to hide the rotors, the carbon ceramic rotors. I want everyone to look at these, to look at the van and say, ugh, just a boring, it's just another 1980s rubbish slow van. And then you put your foot down and no one, and I mean no one, will catch you on regular streets. No one. Even if they follow you, even if they floor their cars, no one can keep up with you, and that's what I want here. And we have a little bit of brake fading, so we can fix that with a little bit of pad type. Although the customers are hating it, I don't care. I want no brake fading, no brake fading at all. That's what I want. Moving on, we have semi-clad under tray, because these vans, they were not designed to be aerodynamical. No, they were designed just to carry people and to be economical, and that's it. And you can actually find and some garages actually can offer you a semi-clad under tray modification for your car. I've seen that on the internet. Some you can go to a wind tunnel. Some garages offer like a wind tunnel tune that they can do some mods to your car so they can make it more aerodynamical. And yeah, they can offer these packages, and I don't think they can offer fully clad, because well, it takes years and a lot of time to be produced. But semi-clad, I think it's very possible. No cooling flaps. This is a 1980s van, early 90s van. 55 on the engine cooling, 100 on the brake cooling, zero quality here. And that's the reason, because as you can see, I want to keep it regular. A bench in the rear, 2 seats in the middle, 2 seats in the front, and that will equal a 7-seater van. A 7-seater van, you can put your kids in, you can go to a trip, you can enjoy all of the features that a regular crappy boring van can offer you, with 950 horsepower engine in the front. And that is the perfect van. The wife will like it. It's very safe, it's very practical, it's very spacious, and it can seat all of the family in, and you can enjoy it, of course, because all of the power. But please don't tell your wife that this van has 950 horsepower, because she will not accept you buying it. Oh, sorry, this is not a mass-produced car. So yeah, when you buy this van with its regular 140 rubbish horsepower engine, just take that engine out, throw it in the trash, get a V12 from Mercedes or maybe a junkyard, Lamborghini or wherever, smash 2 turbos on it, tune it to perfection, perfect. And you need, of course, a custom gearbox that can work. Yes, it will require a lot of customization, but if you can do it, it will be an absolute amazing thing. And I promise you, I've seen vans on YouTube's with LS engines swapped to them, RB engines, and even a 2JZ engine swapped into them, V12s, diesel engines, Cummins. People are doing crazy things these days, and it's very popular, it's very amazing, and it's very fun to watch. So we have standard interior, regular standard van interior, standard infotainment system, also the same reason, everything is basically standard. Moving on, we have variable hydraulic, because of course 1990s van, late 80s, they come with hydraulics only, regular hydraulic or variable hydraulic. I'm gonna go with variable because it's more comfortable, it's more safe. Traction control plus ABS, because of course, as I mentioned, this is the 1990s van, late 80s. Traction control ABS was very popular back then, was very advanced, so I'm gonna go with it. Plus 1 quality here, standard, as you can see, standard, I'm gonna call it 2000s of safety equipments, as you can see, because it was very, I'm not really sure what do I call this. Standard 00S, I'm gonna call it just a 2000s, because it started in the year 2000, yeah. So I'm gonna call it standard 2000, because yeah, there's no earlier option like the 90s, so I'm gonna just go with it. Zero quality. Standard springs, gas monotubes, because these are very, very popular. Semi-active sway bars. Passive, these are rubbish. I'm gonna go with semi-active. They are possible, they are not really impossible. Gas monotubes, this is just regular standard springs, very, very regular. And this is not a sporty suspension and not also a comfortable suspension. It's in between. This is the silver lining, or this is the medium line between sportiness and comfort. I've tuned the suspension setup to perfection by making it between a sporty drive that can handle very good and to keep it comfortable as well. So as you can see, we have 18.3 points. With the regular comfortable suspension setup, this will drop, I promise you, this will drop to 10 points only. And these 10 points, they come from the engine alone, from the 950 horsepower engine. That's it. I raised it by 8 points by tuning the suspension to get it more sporty, more firm, a little bit firm, with thick sway bars. Although they are not really doing a great job because the roll angle is still 6.5 degrees, which is not really ideal for a sporty car. But this used to be 9.1, and dropping it from 9.1 degrees to 6.5, I consider it very, very good job. And it's really good. It's sporty, it's comfortable, it's supporting. As you can see, it's very, very safe. It's comfortable, it's sporty, it's very drivable, and that's what I want. And this van, which is really, really impressive, with a 950 horsepower twin turbo 6.5 liter V12 engine running on 98 octane fuel, we are managing 18.8 miles per gallon. 18.8. My daily driving car, my Crown Vic with a 4.6 liter V8 engine, doesn't achieve that much MPG. A Porsche, I don't know what do they call the Cayenne, the SUV, the big heavy SUV with a twin turbo V8, it will manage only 13 miles per gallon. I've seen it in my own eyes, and that's rubbish. 13 mpg with 450 horsepower only from a Porsche Cayenne, or whatever the name of it, the SUV. And this heavy van, I mean, let me show you how much does it weigh. First of all, let me show you. It will cost 40 grand. No one cares because this is not a mass-produced vehicle. The total weight is 2.3 tons, 2,366 kilograms. That's extremely heavy. And with this engine in the front, with this much power and this much size, and a V12, a 12-cylinder engine with twin turbos, and we are managing 18.8 miles per gallon, which is very, very impressive. As you can see, no brake fading. Stopping distance is a perfect distance for this much weight. Power weight, of course, weight distribution. The engine is very heavy in the front. Well, yeah. Power to weight ratio now. This is perfect, and we can tow nearly 4 tons. You can tow nearly 4 tons, which is very, very impressive. And you can put 407 of load capacity, which is impressive. Actually, it's not bad. I mean, I was looking for more, but it's not really bad. Top speed is only 318 kilometers per hour, which is, for a van, that's wow. 3.2 seconds from 0 to 100, extremely quick. 11.35 is the quarter mile, which is very, very quick, really quick. And yeah, it's pretty much perfect. Of course, we don't have any downforce here. It's rubbish, but still good. I mean, let me tell you, 18.8 miles per gallon. The emissions are low. The engine is very clean. It's very, very practical. As you can see, 64 points. That's very, very practical. 55.6 points for utility, also very good. Off-road points, 18 points for going off-road. That's impressive. It's reliable, environmental resisting. Well, it's made from steel, so you need to accept the van that's gonna rust someday. It's very drivable. It has good sportiness value. It's comfortable. It's prestigious because of the power, of course, and it's very safe. And that's amazing. Look at it. Looks very hideous. Very, very boring looking van. Alright, so let's go to the test track. As you can see, I already ran it around the test track, but without VVL. I was working or running it without VVL, only the variable valve timing. So I'm gonna try it right now, and hopefully we will see better results. So remember this, 122.68. Alright, let's begin. Alright, so we did it in 1 minute 23.21. I think we got a little bit slower. Yeah, a little bit slower. It's okay. I promise you that it's okay. Yes, we lost a little bit of time, but this is impressive. The towing capacity is much more than used to be before. It used to be like 3,100 kilograms. Now it's 3,995, nearly 4 tons. And also we got quicker quarter-mile time, and of course, what else did we get? Let me see here. Let me see what changed. The prestige has increased a little bit more using VVL. Safety, and that's very weird. Why safety will increase using VVL? And comfortable, yes, comfortable increased more. Drivability increased more. So all of, and of course, fuel economy used to be getting, actually, to be honest with you, used to be getting 17.8, and I was thinking that was a very impressive. By using VVL and using 98 octane fuel and increase the ignition a little bit, made it going to 18.8, and that's very impressive. A lot more for nothing to do, switching from 95 octane fuel to 98 and switching to variable valve lift camshafts, and that's very awesome. So what do you think about this beast here? But before start thinking about it, let's go to the other track and see what will happen. That's very impressive, actually. 2 minutes 18.20, and we got 1 minute 23.22. I remember, let me check. Sorry, 1 minute 23.19. Yes, impressive time, actually. Remember, this van weighs 2.3 tons or 2,366 kilograms. And of course, yes, we have 950 horsepower in the front. Yeah, I know that. But of course, remember, this is a van, my friend. This is not a sports car. No, this is a van, a soccerman van, and it's driving around the famous Top Gear test track, or of course, as they call it, the airfield track, and it's managing 1 minute 23.19, which is very awesome. So yeah, it's really good. It's really fast, and it's really boring to look at, actually. Really boring. It makes me very sleepy to look at, because, well, it's a sleeper. makes you yawn when you look at it, until of course until you put your foot down, and there you are extremely awake. So thank you so much guys for watching. Tell me what do you think about this monster in the comment section below. And as I mentioned when I started making the video, if you want to request a custom engine or a current replica of an engine that the game that automation game can support it, or if you want to request a custom car, please add my Snapchat. It's Lord Bas94, Lord BAS94. No, you will not write the request directly to me, of course not, but I will add you on the channel group on Snapchat, so you can put your request over there, so you can also you can chat with all of the fans of the channel. It's really fun. We are having so much fun on the group. We are discussing cars, engines, best cars, worst cars. We are sharing photos. We are sharing occasional photos, like a lot of there's a cool fan actually that graduated recently, and he shared amazing photos, and it was really awesome. And it's very awesome. Like we can become this group. It's like a big family for this channel. We are having so much fun. We can discuss cars, we can discuss absolutely anything related to automation game, and it's really cool. So if you want to request a video, add me so I can add you on the group, so you can have extreme amount of fun talking about cars and everything else, as I mentioned before. So thank you so much for watching. And of course, if you want to send me a message, it's okay. I love to chat with anyone, to get to know you guys, get to know what kind of cars you are driving, what kind of what are your experiences with cars, what kind of cars you've driven, what kind of car you own these days, what kind of cars maybe you crashed or something. It's really awesome, because all of us love cars. Everyone that is watching this video right now loves cars. Everyone wishing that they are driving a McLaren P1, or they are driving a tuned GTR or something. All of us love this kind of stuff. All of us enjoy pistons going up and down, boost running through an engine, and of course drifting, drag racing, track racing, or even NASCAR racing. It's all fun, it's all awesome. Rally racing, rallycross racing, we all enjoy this kind of madness. So thank you so much for watching. Please, if you enjoy the video, as I mentioned when I started the video, if you enjoy it, remember please to hit that like button, get subscribed if you are new to the channel, and of course hit that notification bell button so you can get a notification each time I release a new video, and you can share the video if you want to share it. And yeah, I know I apologize if this video was a little bit too long. So thank you so much guys for watching. I'm really happy that you are watching my videos. I'm really happy that you are subscribing to the channel, and the subscriber number is increasing by the minute. I'm really happy for that. Thank you so much for your amazing support, and goodbye for now, my friends.